Are we doing it? Are we finally back? Are we finally back with more? It's been a little while. It's been a little while, especially for Tom Boley in peak walleye season here in the middle of summer since I've last done a video. I want to say this might be the longest break I've ever had without posting a YouTube video in the middle of summer, which I think is 10 or 11 days is how long it's been. But we're going to drop the tromolar down here. Where have I been, you might ask? Well, doing a lot of stuff for future projects. I was down at ICAST, which if you're unfamiliar with that, it's kind of like the big sports show, the big old dog and pony show down in Florida the past week, and got back, had to film some stuff for some future project the last kind of day and a half, and now I finally got a free minute before we start another road trip, which starts tomorrow, and figured I might as well come out and film something. This morning we filmed an awesome video on a lake just like this one, breaking down a ton of small water. If you're fishing, if you have a cabin on a lake that's maybe a couple thousand acres, it's got a basin that's 30-40 feet, it's got a 10-foot weed edge. We just broke down a lake just like this in tremendous detail. Mitch should be editing that right now on the Walleye Now app, and the thumbnail looks something like this. It'll be under Summer Natural Lake, boom, right there. But I figured, you know, I have to catch a walleye today. It's been too long. I have not been fishing like I normally like to, and I need to catch some fish. So we're out here for a leisurely afternoon, a little bit of fishing here. Today's theme is stay calm, have fun, don't overthink anything. So that's the goal. Hopefully we'll stick a few walleyes. Hopefully we'll kind of take you guys along for the ride, and hopefully it's a fun little afternoon out here flying solo in the boat. Oh, look at that, down right there. Feeling right. Oh, baby, is it ever feeling right. Oh, it's been too long. It's been way too long. Come here, girl. We just want to take a look at you. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh, I love it, dude. I kind of started out actually pulling a spinner, repositioned, or as I was pulling the spinner, I was like, oh my gosh, is there a whole pile of fish just potted up right there on the little corner of this little isolated chunk rock spot. Threw out a slip bobber as I was untangling my spinner rig and just kind of shifted around a little bit, kind of resaw the pod on Mega Live, threw a cast at him, boom, right there. Camera's been rolling for 10 minutes now, and that is what I like. And I am so happy to be back up north and catching walleyes. It's just not the same anywhere else. And we'll get this guy popped off here. Oh, he's kind of like hooked like in the tongue. You gonna let the hook just roll out there, buddy? Oh yeah, look at that. There we go, number one. This is what we're after. Beautiful fish, real dark. They're kind of real dark out here. I've only ever fished here a couple times in my life, but real dark. It's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve today as far as where these fish are, what they wanna eat, because I've never really been here at this time of year before. So there we go, number one. Day's already success. I'm much more relaxed. Mentally, I'm a sane person again. And life is good. Let's rig back up, do it again. I'm in Wisconsin, so I can fish, you know, a couple of lines. So I might just kind of, as I hunt down around some of these pods, kind of do one kind of stationary type of thing where I just throw it at fish and let it sit. Then I might kind of do one little bit more aggressive thing, like cast a spinner, cast a hyper rattle, or something like that, and we'll see what happens. There we go, right there. First cast with the hyper rattle. Wow. You know, we've been getting asked a ton of questions. Tom, why don't you ever see use the hyper rattle anymore? Well, I knew it would make a strong comeback here at some point. Some years I feel like we catch so many fish on that bait that I kind of like overdo it with how much press and how many videos we do this. What do we got here? Oh, it was a little walleye. He just got off. Well, that's a good sign. First cast on the old hyper rattle. just snapping that thing around. That's the middle size in the gold. And you know, as I've been fishing this bait more and more, I've noticed that that middle size is equally as deadly in a lot of situations as the big one. You guys have probably seen me kind of like over the years just fish that big one just over and over and over and have a lot of success doing it, where that middle one's definitely good and a nice stealthy option. Wow, dude. You guys see how fast that was? Well, I guess I know what we're doing today. We're hyper rattling today. Oh my gosh, man. I just turned the live sideways, saw a mountain of fish out there. And look at right here. Walleye number 2. Well, I guess first one in the boat though, on the old Acme Hyper Rattle. If that ain't the best sales pitch I've ever seen for style of fishing. And you know, this is the time of year, this kind of late July, August into September, even a great option in the fall when you get fish in deeper water, where I see this hyper rattle just become the go-to. And I'll go ahead and link the exact one I'm using down below in case you guys want to snag some. You know, this water today, it's kind of got this little just, it's not like clear, but it's not dirty. You know that kind of color I'm talking about? And about 3 feet of visibility. Anytime you just get this little bit of like tea stain to the water, that gold just pops in it. And there we go. 2 fish on it and 2 casts pretty much. Oop, look at this. Down, down, down. Feeling right again. These suckers are angry today. Still on spot number 1 here. I think this is fish like 4 or something like that. Got a good pot on the live right where I just cast it over there, and I just kind of put this slip bobber right on top. Smallie or walleye? That's a good question. It's kind of almost doing smallmouth thumps here. But it is another walleye, another nice walleye. Well, this is turning out to be productive for sure. This is turning out to be all right with me. There we go. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. You know, funny story. Back in the day, all I ever fished for was muskie. We used to do a fair amount, shouldn't even say a fair amount. We used to do some muskie fishing on this channel. But probably 8 years ago, 7 years ago, I absolutely fell in love with walleye fishing. And do I like fishing for other stuff? Muskies occasionally, lake trout occasionally, yes. But the walleye in the Northwoods, I mean, it's just the deal, right? It's what I'm fishing for the rest of my life. And there we go. There's another one on the slip bobber. Slip bobber setup, pretty standard, long lead on it, rigging up, simple octopus hook and a leech. I'm sure a crawler would work just as well right now. I just have some leeches that I know are not going to make it several more days. So the leech is getting used up for sure. Oh, and I'm fishing this on the 7'3" medium light 2B rod, which I'll link down below, and throwing the hyper rattle on the 7'1" medium extra fast is what I believe it is. 7'1" medium extra fast in the same model of rods. Right there, casting the spinner. Oh man, well I'm just rifling through baits now. We have caught fish now on hyper rattle, slip bobbers, casting spinner, a little bit of everything. And one thing I was noticing with the live, you know, right away I bombed that hyper rattle out twice, and it was into a big pot of fish. There we go, another nice walleye. And it was into a pretty big pot of fish, and boom, boom, right away, fish on, fish on. Then it's like my fish kind of blasted apart and I wasn't around them anymore. And I had to do something that kind of finessily, if that's even a word, covered a little bit of water. Perfect Northwoods eaters right there. We're letting them go today. But I mean, what else can you ask for? Catching a whole bunch of these fish so far. We've been fishing for, I think, a combined total of, I gotta look at the camera, about 30 minutes now. So you can't complain too much. Wow, they're all over that slip bobber. Thing's got to go down. Yep, there it goes. What? Are they not walleyes? Way out there, like 70 feet. Yep, there it's down. Wow, that's cool. So cool pointing that thing around. Whole crawler here, just gonna give him a second. And we got him. And you can see him fighting on the live. Oh man, there's actually other fish following him around down there. I should have thrown a GoPro on the live today. Feeling pretty solid, feeling pretty solid. What do we got here? This feels like it might be a little bit bigger than some of the others. Oh yeah, nice fish. Kind of that next size up from the eater size. We'll take it. Come here, girl. Come here, girl. Come on. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Oh, we'll get them popped off here. Right about a 21, 22 incher, somewhere right in there. And this was one of those spots where, you know, this morning when we filmed that video kind of highlighting, you know, a bunch of areas we found walleyes, exact same, like almost carbon copy type of lake. And it's the same kind of spot we were seeing them on a different lake this morning we were filmed. So if you guys kind of have any interest in that, we uploaded, Mitch should be editing right now, an awesome video to the Walleye Now app, breaking down summer walleye locations. And there we go. See you later. Catch and release. So unbelievably important. You know, you have so much information getting shared. You have so much technology to help you find fish. Catch and release has never been more important than it is right now. Slip bobber just has to go down right there. Right there. Oh man, I just kept saying something's got to happen here. And there we go. Got fish like glued to the slip bobber. Got fish coming in on the spinner right now. And I don't know if you guys, you know, if you guys watched that North Dakota video I did, you guys kind of know what this is going to be about. But we'll kind of start from square one and show you again. So I'm catching a whole bunch of fish today on a fake crawler on a spinner rig. And I'm getting greedy. I just want to go put that slip bobber in some more fish. But if you guys didn't watch that video, unbelievable product right here. The Uncle Josh pork crawler. Been catching some fish on this for a while now, and it just like dawned on me the other day. I was like, I don't know if I've ever told this little secret to you guys, but they come in a little jar. Very tough, very durable product here. And they come in a little bit of liquid so they kind of stay moist. Pork crawler right here. It's not plastic. It's nothing synthetic. It's just basically a piece of pork fat. But basically the secret here to catching a lot more fish on these, in my opinion, take it and I cut like, you know, cut it about like that. So I kind of got one end's longer than the other. Stuff is very durable, stays on the hook unbelievably well, and is a killer kind of replacement for a full night crawler on a spinner rig. Now you just take it, cut right down the center like this, from the tail going up. And once I kind of get like halfway up the bait, I'll just trim it off like that. So I got one end that's fat, one end that's skinny. Super simple. What you do next, you take your spinner rig and you slide it right on there with the fat end going first. And normally I wouldn't like say the same tip a couple videos in a row, but this is just one that has been so much better than fishing live bait. We all know how ridiculous and terrible fishing night crawlers is, but there you go. Now you got this like really slimmed out end on a slow death hook with your spinner above that. Unbelievable action in the water, and it stays on for a very long time, and obviously the fish have no problem eating it. There we go. Another one on the pork crawler. Oh man, casting spinners is one of my favorite things, and I have no idea why. It's one of those techniques where it's like, it's nothing like glamorous, but it just seems to be a very underutilized type of deal. And look at that, pork crawler sucked down and glued to that hook we're using. Makes it super simple, just kind of go for very long periods of time without needing to change anything. And I have no complaints about catching 15 inchers. There he goes. All right, well, there it is. There is today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching it. Quick little 2 hours out fishing today. Caught a bunch of walleyes, bunch of nice sized walleyes. I did catch one smallmouth, and I think I caught a pike in the mix today. But fun little afternoon out on a small little Northwoods lake. And if it's summertime and you have the summertime blues, walleye fishing is definitely a little bit more challenging this time of year. Spring, easier. Fall, generally a little bit easier. Summer, fish spread out. They can be doing a number of different things. Walleye Now app should be your best friend on that. We put so much time and effort into uploading quality content to the summer side of that to give you guys a leg up on the competition. But with that being said, I'm gonna go home, edit this video, have a nice leisurely evening, jump in the truck super early tomorrow with Mitch, and get on the road and film some destination stuff. So appreciate you guys watching this video. If you guys are not subscribed, please do that. We'll see you next time.